All right, so today we're diving into something I think we've all thought about at some point. How to finally tackle that stubborn belly fat,
Yeah, it's definitely a popular topic.
for sure. And luckily, we've got this really concise guide here that lays out the top 5 tips to actually see some quick results.
Awesome.
But we're not going to just like skim the surface here. We're going to really break it down.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll dig into those tips. I'll kind of, add some context from what we know from all the research and hopefully send everybody away with more than just like fleeting hope.
Right, not just like a wish and a prayer.
Exactly. Like you can actually do this stuff.
Exactly. So let's jump right in. Tip number 1 is all about the power of diet.
Okay.
Specifically, a clean, nutrient-rich approach.
Mm.
So they emphasize lean proteins like chicken and fish and turkey, all the stuff that keeps you feeling full and helps maintain that muscle mass.
That's a really smart strategy. You see, protein takes longer to digest than carbs do.
Oh, no.
So it really helps curb those like afternoon cravings that can totally sabotage your efforts. And maintaining muscle is key because muscle burns more calories at rest than fat does.
So it's like a double whammy.
Yeah.
You're fighting the cravings, A&D boosting your metabolism.
Exactly.
I've tried those crash diets before,
Yeah.
and they just leave you feeling so hangry and deprived.
Yeah, exactly. And this isn't about deprivation at all.
Right.
It also highlights fiber-rich foods, too, like veggies, fruits,
Yep.
legumes, whole grains,
Yeah.
things that are great for digestion and keeping you feeling satisfied.
They even have this like pro tip about starting your day with a high-protein breakfast.
Oh, nice.
Like specifically mentioning things like eggs, Greek yogurt, or like a protein smoothie. I've heard this before, but I've never really stuck to it consistently.
Right.
Now hearing the science behind it makes me want to give it a serious go.
Well, what's so fascinating is that a protein-packed breakfast not only provides sustained energy throughout the morning,
Oh, that's good.
but it also helps regulate blood sugar levels.
Oh.
And this can prevent those like mid-morning energy crashes and cravings that send you reaching for those sugary snacks.
Oh, so we're talking about keeping those hunger hormones in check.
Yes, exactly.
Now, they also stress the importance of avoiding sugary snacks and processed foods. I think we all kind of know those are the enemies of any weight loss goal, but why exactly?
Well, processed foods are often loaded with unhealthy fats and added sugars and empty calories.
Right.
And these contribute to fat storage, especially around the belly. By focusing on whole, unprocessed foods, you're giving your body the nutrients it needs to function optimally and burn fat effectively.
All right. Makes sense.
Well,
Now on to tip number 2, which is exercise.
okay.
They emphasize a combo of cardio and strength training, calling it a fat-burning powerhouse.
Love that.
But isn't cardio enough?
Well, cardio is fantastic for burning calories and improving cardiovascular health, of course, but combine it with strength training is where the magic really happens.
Oh, okay.
So think running, cycling, swimming, or high-intensity interval training, or HIIT for your cardio.
Okay. I've heard so much about HI. They actually have a bonus tip about incorporating it for like really quick and efficient fat burning.
Yeah.
What makes it so effective?
So HIIT involves short bursts of intense exercise followed by brief recovery periods.
Oh, okay.
This pushes your body to work harder and leads to a higher calorie burn both during and after your workout.
Oh, so you're telling me I can burn calories even after I've stopped exercising?
Yeah, we call it the afterburn effect, but the scientific term is excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, or EPOC.
Well, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But basically it means your body keeps burning calories even after you've finished exercising.
It's impressive. Now, they also talk about strength training being key for building that lean muscle mass. How does that come into play?
Building muscle boosts your resting metabolic rate. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn, even when you're not actively working out. It's like having this little fat-burning furnace running in the background 24/7.
I like that visual. Okay, so we've got the diet part down. We're incorporating that cardio and strength training. Now, tip number 3 focuses on core-specific workouts. But I thought it was a myth that you can, like, spot reduce fat.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Spot reduction is a myth. You can't target belly fat with crunches alone.
So then why even bother with the core exercises?
Well, while you can't spot reduce, strengthening the muscles in your abdominal region will help you achieve a leaner, more toned appearance over time.
Oh, okay.
Plus, a strong core improves posture stability and balance, which are all important for overall fitness and injury prevention.
So it's not just about aesthetics, it's about functional strength as well.
Exactly.
They specifically mention planks, leg raises, and Russian twists as some effective core exercises.
Yep, all good ones.
I do love a good plank. What about compound exercises like deadlifts and squats? Are those beneficial for the core too?
Absolutely. Compound exercises engage the core while working other muscle groups, making them more efficient and effective.
Gotcha. And don't forget about Pilates and yoga. Those are always good options too, right?
Oh, for sure. Both excellent options for core engagement, flexibility, balance, and posture.
Now, on to a topic that I think we all struggle with.
Yeah.
Tip number 4 is all about sleep and stress.
Ooh, yes.
And I know I definitely don't prioritize sleep as much as I should.
I hear that.
The guide emphasizes that these factors play a significant role in belly fat accumulation.
Mm-hmm.
But how?
Well, lack of sleep disrupts your body's hormonal balance. It triggers the production of ghrelin, a hormone that stimulates appetite and decreases the production of leptin, a hormone that signals fullness.
So you're telling me when I'm sleep deprived,
Yeah,
my body's basically telling me to eat more and feel less satisfied.
pretty much.
No wonder I crave chips and chocolate when I'm tired.
And stress also triggers the production of cortisol,
Right.
a hormone that we've talked about that's linked to increased belly fat storage.
Okay, so it sounds like managing stress and getting enough sleep are crucial for more than just, feeling rested.
Mm-hmm.
They actually impact our hormonal balance and our ability to regulate our appetite. But what can we actually do about it?
Well, the guide recommends aiming for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. I know that might seem impossible for some people, but even small improvements can make a big difference.
So like even adding an extra 30 minutes could have a positive impact.
For sure.
Wow. And when it comes to stress, incorporating those stress-reducing activities into your routine can really make a difference.
Definitely.
Whether it's meditation, yoga, deep breathing exercises, spending time in nature, or engaging in hobbies you enjoy.
Anything that brings you joy.
Exactly. It shouldn't feel like another chore to add to your list.
No, not at all.
Now, there's also a pro tip in here about avoiding heavy meals before bed,
Ooh, good one.
which can disrupt sleep and slow down digestion.
Huh.
I am so guilty of late-night snacking.
Well, when you eat a large meal close to bedtime, your body is still working hard to digest it while you're trying to sleep.
Well, that makes sense.
And this can interfere with the quality of your sleep and lead to those hormonal imbalances that contribute to weight gain.
Okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here. It's all about creating a supportive environment for our bodies to function optimally.
I like that.
Now, finally, on to tip number 5, which is all about hydration.
Okay.
They emphasize the importance of drinking enough water throughout the day. They say it aids digestion, it supports fat metabolism, and keeps you feeling full.
It does all those things.
I know water is essential, but how does it actually help with weight loss?
So water plays several roles in weight management. It helps flush out toxins, supports digestion, and can temporarily suppress appetite. Moreover, studies have shown that drinking water before meals can lead to a reduction in calorie intake.
So water can actually help us eat less naturally.
It's true.
And I imagine it also helps keep us feeling full and satisfied, which is something we've been talking about this whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Drinking enough water is essential for overall health and well-being, and it can certainly play a supporting role in your weight loss journey.
Now they contrast drinking water with the negative effects of sugary drinks, like sodas, fruit juices, and sweetened coffees, which can lead to insulin spikes and hinder belly fat loss.
Yeah, those are the ones to watch out for.
I am a big fan of my morning coffee, but I've been trying to cut back on the sugar.
Good for you.
What's the science behind those insulin spikes?
So sugary drinks are loaded with empty calories and can cause rapid spikes in blood sugar levels, which lead to insulin resistance over time.
Oh, okay.
This resistance makes it harder for your body to use glucose for energy, resulting in increased fat storage, particularly in the abdominal area.
So we're talking about more than just the extra calories.
Right.
It's about how those sugary drinks actually mess with our body's ability to process sugar effectively.
Exactly.
What's the recommendation for daily water intake?
Aim for 8 to 10 glasses of water daily. If you find plain water boring, try adding slices of lemon, cucumber, or mint for a refreshing twist. Or try herbal teas or sparkling water as alternatives to sugary drinks.
They also mentioned drinking a glass of water before meals to help reduce your appetite and prevent overeating.
Such a good tip.
Yeah, seems like such a simple thing, but it makes a big difference.
It really does.
So we've covered the top 5 tips for losing belly fat. But I'm sure there are many more nuances to uncover. What else should we keep in mind as we move forward?
Well, it's important to remember that everyone's body is different.
Right.
What works for one person may not work for another genetics lifestyle. And even gut bacteria can all influence how we respond to different diets and exercise regimens.
Right, so there's really no one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. It's about finding what works best for you and your unique body.
That makes sense. But let's dig a little deeper into the science behind these tips. Starting with diet. What does the research say about how a clean, nutrient-rich eating plan actually helps reduce belly fat?
Research consistently shows that a calorie deficit is crucial for weight loss, including belly fat. But it's not just about eating less, it's about eating smart. Studies have shown that diets rich in protein and fiber are particularly effective for weight loss and reducing belly fat.
Okay, so quality over quantity when it comes to those calories.
Exactly.
We talked about the importance of high-protein breakfasts earlier. Is there actually research to back that up?
Absolutely. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that people who ate a high-protein breakfast had lower levels of the hunger hormone, ghrelin,
Uh-huh.
and higher levels of the satiety hormone, peptide YY.
Okay.
Ghrelin is often called the hunger hormone because it sends signals to your brain telling you to eat,
Right.
while peptide YY works in the opposite way, promoting feelings of fullness and reducing appetite.
So it's not just about willpower. It's about strategically manipulating our hormones.
Exactly.
I love that. Now let's move on to exercise. We talked about the power duo of cardio and strength training.
Yeah.
What's the latest science on how that combination impacts belly fat?
Well, studies have consistently shown that combining cardio and strength training is more effective for reducing belly fat than either type of exercise alone.
Interesting.
Cardio helps burn calories and improve cardiovascular health, while strength training builds muscle, which, as we discussed, boosts metabolism and creates a more toned physique.
And what about HIIT? We touched on the afterburn effect earlier,
Yeah.
but is there evidence to support those fat-burning claims?
Definitely. Research published in the Journal of Obesity found that HIE workouts led to significant reductions in both subcutaneous fat,
Which?
fat under the skin,
Okay.
and visceral fat, which is fat around the organs,
Mm-hmm.
which includes belly fat. The study also showed that HIE improved insulin sensitivity,
Okay.
which is crucial for regulating blood sugar levels and preventing fat storage.
You know, while I understand the basic idea of the afterburn effect, I've always been curious about the science behind it.
Right.
What's actually happening in our bodies that causes us to burn more calories after a HIIT workout?
That's a great question. The scientific term for the afterburn effect is excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, or EPC.
Right, EPA.
Yes. During intense exercise like HIIT, your body uses more oxygen than it normally would. After your workout, your body continues to work hard to replenish its oxygen stores, repair muscle tissue, and return to its normal resting state.
Okay.
This process requires energy, and that energy comes from burning calories.
Wow, so it's like our bodies are working overtime even after we've hit the showers.
Pretty much.
Fascinating. Now let's shift gears to core training. We debunked the myth of spot reduction,
Right.
but you mentioned that strengthening the core has benefits beyond just aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on that?
Certainly. While you can't target belly fat specifically, strengthening your core muscles improves posture stability and balance.
Right.
This can create the appearance of a flatter stomach by improving how you hold your body.
Oh, okay.
A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that core stability exercises led to significant reductions in waist circumference and improvements in abdominal muscle endurance.
I'm starting to realize that core strength is about so much more than just having a six-pack.
It really is.
It's about functional strength that supports our overall movement and well-being.
Exactly.
Now let's dive into a topic that I think often gets swept under the rug: sleep. The guide highlights the link between lack of sleep and increased belly fat.
Yeah, it's so important.
What's a scientific explanation for this connection?
When you're sleep deprived, your body produces more of the stress hormone cortisol.
Right.
As we discussed earlier, cortisol promotes fat storage, particularly around the belly. Lack of sleep also disrupts the balance of other hormones that regulate hunger and satiety, including ghrelin and leptin,
Mm-hmm.
leading to increased cravings and a tendency to overeat.
So we're back to those pesky hormones again.
They're always there.
It seems like everything is connected.
It is.
A good night's sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's about keeping our hormones in check and our appetite regulated.
For sure.
What about stress? How does that contribute to that stubborn belly fat?
Chronic stress, like lack of sleep, leads to elevated cortisol levels, which, as we know, favors fat storage in the abdominal area.
Right.
But stress also affects our behavior.
In what way?
It can lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms like emotional eating,
Oh, yeah.
which further contributes to weight gain.
So the double whammy,
Yeah,
hormonal changes and behavioral patterns, all fueled by stress.
it all comes together.
It makes you realize how interconnected our mental and physical health truly are.
Precisely. That's why incorporating those stress-reducing activities into your routine is so crucial. It's not just about fitting into your skinny jeans, it's about supporting your overall well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's meditation, yoga, deep breathing exercises, spending time in nature journaling, or engaging in creative activities, find what helps you unwind and make it a regular part of your life.
It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life and forget to prioritize our own well-being.
It really is.
But I'm starting to see that self-care isn't selfish. It's essential. And speaking of essential, let's revisit the topic of hydration. We know that drinking enough water is important for overall health.
Right.
But how does it specifically help with weight loss?
Water plays several key roles in weight management.
Like what?
First, it helps flush out toxins and waste products from your body.
Okay.
Second, it supports digestion by helping to break down food and move it through your digestive system. And third, it can temporarily suppress appetite, making you feel fuller and less likely to overeat.
So water is like a multitasking superhero for weight loss.
I like that.
I've heard that drinking water before meals can actually lead to a reduction in calorie intake. Is there any truth to that?
There is. Studies have shown that drinking water before meals can help you feel fuller and more satisfied,
Okay.
which can lead to a natural reduction in calorie intake. It's a simple strategy that can make a big difference.
I love those little tweaks that can have a big impact.
Me too.
So we've explored the science behind these 5 key tips for losing belly fat quickly. But it's clear that there's no magic bullet.
No.
It's about understanding the complex interplay of hormones, behavior, and lifestyle choices.
It all works together.
What are some final thoughts we should keep in mind as we transition to the more practical side of things?
Well, it's crucial to emphasize that sustainable weight loss and belly fat reduction take time and effort. There's no magic pill or quick fix.
Right.
It's about making consistent, healthy choices and developing sustainable habits. It's a journey, not a race.
That's a great point. Patience and consistency are key.
For sure.
Now, in the final section, let's shift gears a bit and discuss some practical strategies for implementing these tips into our busy lives. We've got the knowledge, but how do we put it into action?
It's about making those changes that you can actually stick with.
Right, those sustainable habits.
Exactly. That's where the real magic happens.
Okay, so let's jump into some practical strategies then.
Okay, sounds good.
Because we got the knowledge now, it's all about how do we actually apply this to our crazy busy lives.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, but only if you use it.
Right? It's like having a detailed map, but never setting out on the journey.
I like that analogy.
So where do we begin? Maybe we could break it down tip by tip.
Sure.
Starting with diet.
Yeah.
What are some manageable ways to embrace this clean, nutrient-rich eating plan?
Well, one simple strategy is to focus on what I call crowding out.
Crowding out, I like that.
Yeah, instead of drastically restricting your diet, cutting out entire food groups,
Right.
start by adding more of the good stuff.
Okay.
More fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains to your meals.
So it's not about deprivation. It's about adding in more of those nutrient-dense foods.
Exactly.
Okay, that sounds a lot less intimidating than overhauling my entire pantry.
It's about shifting the balance rather than, feeling like you're constantly depriving yourself.
Got it. And another tip I've heard is to plan your meals ahead of time.
Oh, that's a huge one.
Yeah. Is it really that helpful?
It can be a game changer.
Right on.
It takes a little bit of time on the weekends to plan and maybe do some prep, but it saves you so much stress and decision fatigue during the week.
That's true, because when you're hungry, you just grab whatever's convenient.
Exactly. And usually what's convenient isn't the healthiest choice.
Right, so meal prepping it is.
There you go.
Any other simple tweaks we can make to our eating habits?
Well, don't underestimate the power of cooking more meals at home.
Oh, yeah.
This gives you complete control over the ingredients, portion sizes, and cooking methods.
It's true. You know exactly what's going into your food.
Exactly, and you can adjust the recipes to fit your preferences and dietary needs.
Now, what about those nights when I'm just too exhausted to cook?
I get it, life gets busy. But even small changes can add up.
Okay.
Maybe you cook at home 3 nights a week instead of 0.
Right?
Or maybe you commit to bringing your lunch to work a couple of days a week instead of always eating out.
Small, sustainable changes. I like that approach.
That's what we're going for.
Now let's talk about exercise.
Yeah.
We know that combining cardio and strength training is ideal.
The dynamic duo.
But how do we realistically fit it all into our already packed schedules?
Start by finding activities you genuinely enjoy.
Okay.
If you hate running, don't force yourself to do it. Explore other options.
Right,
Swimming, cycling, dancing, hiking. There are so many possibilities.
I love that advice. Exercise shouldn't feel like a punishment.
No, it should be something you look forward to.
Something that energizes you and makes you feel good.
Exactly. And remember, even short bursts of activity throughout the day can add up.
Oh, that's good to know.
Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Walk or bike to work if possible. Do a quick workout during your lunch break.
I used to think that if I couldn't get in a full hour-long workout, it wasn't even worth it.
I hear that a lot.
But I'm realizing now that every bit of movement counts.
It really does. It all adds up.
Then what about strength training? Do we need a gym membership to get results?
Not at all. You can easily strength train at home using bodyweight exercises.
Oh, like
Squats, lunges, push-ups, planks. You can also use resistance bands or light dumbbells for an added challenge.
So we've got options.
Plenty of them.
And there are tons of guided workouts available online these days, right?
Oh, absolutely. Countless resources available online and through various apps.
So you can find something that suits your fitness level, your preferences, and your available equipment.
Exactly. There's really no excuse not to get moving.
Love it.
Yeah.
Now let's tackle the often neglected aspects of sleep and stress.
Ah, yes. The cornerstones of well-being.
What are some actionable steps we can take to prioritize sleep and manage stress effectively?
When it comes to sleep, establishing a consistent sleep schedule is crucial.
Easier said than done.
I know, but try to go to bed and wake up around the same time each day, even on weekends.
Right, even on weekends. That's the tough part.
I know it's tempting to sleep in on the weekends, but it can actually disrupt your sleep-wake cycle.
So sticking to a consistent schedule helps regulate our body's natural rhythm.
Exactly, and it can make a big difference in the quality of your sleep.
What about creating a relaxing bedtime routine? Does that really help?
Absolutely. Winding down an hour or two before bed can signal to your body that it's time to sleep.
Okay, what does that look like, practically speaking?
Dim the lights, take a warm bath, read a book, listen to calming music, and try to avoid screen time before bed.
Right.
The blue light emitted from electronic devices can interfere with melatonin production, which is a hormone that helps regulate sleep.
It's so tempting to scroll through social media before bed, but I know it's not doing me any favors.
We've all been there.
What about stress management? I know meditation is often recommended,
It's a great tool.
but it's not for everyone.
Definitely not. And that's okay. There are many other effective stress management techniques out there.
Like what?
Deep breathing exercises, yoga, spending time in nature, journaling, creative activities are all great options.
I find that even a short walk in nature can do wonders for my stress levels.
Nature is incredibly therapeutic.
It's like hitting the reset button.
I love that. And don't underestimate the power of social connection. Spending time with loved ones, talking to a therapist, or joining a support group can provide a sense of belonging and support, which can be incredibly helpful for managing stress.
It's so important to remember that we don't have to go it alone.
Absolutely not. We're all in this together.
There are resources available and people who care about your success.
Always remember that.
Now let's wrap up with hydration.
Okay.
Drinking enough water seems straightforward enough, but how can we turn it into a habit that sticks?
Well, one simple tip is to carry a reusable water bottle with you throughout the day and make it a point to refill it often. You can also set reminders on your phone or use a tracking app to monitor your water intake.
Good idea. I've also found that infusing water with fruits or herbs makes it more appealing.
That's a great tip. Anything that encourages you to drink more water is a win.
And let's not forget those healthy alternatives like herbal teas and sparkling water.
Exactly. So many delicious options out there.
And remember that simple tip we talked about earlier, drinking a glass of water before meals to help reduce your appetite?
Such a simple but effective strategy.
It really is. So we've covered a lot of ground today, from the science of belly fat to practical strategies for implementing those healthy habits.
It's been a really insightful journey.
It really has. Now, in the final section, we're going to shift gears a bit and talk about motivation and mindset.
The mental game is just as important as the physical one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for part 3, where we'll delve into the power of mindset and how to stay motivated on your journey to a flatter tummy.
Because let's face it, sticking to these healthy habits, it can be challenging.
Oh, it definitely is. Like life gets in the way and, motivation can fade.
Absolutely. So it's crucial to develop those coping mechanisms and strategies to stay on track.
So in this final section, let's talk about motivation and mindset. The mental game is just as important as the physical one.
Oh, absolutely. You can have the best diet and exercise plan in the world.
Yeah.
But if your mind isn't on board, it's going to be an uphill battle.
So true. Where do we even begin with cultivating that, positive mindset?
Well, one thing that's really helped me and my clients is setting realistic goals.
Okay.
Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with small, achievable changes that you can build on over time.
Yeah, I like that small steps lead to big results.
Exactly. And it's important to celebrate those small victories along the way
Oh yeah, for sure. Like acknowledge your progress and give yourself credit.
because every step forward, no matter how small it is a step in the right direction.
I think it's also easy to get discouraged, when you hit those inevitable roadblocks.
Oh, absolutely. Setbacks are a normal part of the process.
So how do we deal with those moments when, you know, we fall off track or maybe we just feel like giving up?
First of all, be kind to yourself.
Okay.
Don't beat yourself up over slip-ups. Everyone makes mistakes. It's what you do after the mistake that matters.
Right. It's about getting back on track, not dwelling on the past.
Exactly. And remember why you started this journey in the first place.
That's a good point. Like reconnect with your motivation and your goals.
What's driving you? Is it to improve your health, boost your confidence, fit into your favorite jeans? Whatever it is, keep that vision at the forefront of your mind.
Yeah, it's like that visual reminder of why you're putting in the effort.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to seek support.
Support is huge.
Whether it's from friends, family, a therapist, or a support group, surround yourself with people who believe in you and want to see you succeed.
Because, we all need that little extra encouragement sometimes.
Absolutely. We're not meant to do this alone.
And I think it's important to find what works for you.
Oh, for sure.
There's no right or wrong way to stay motivated.
Some people find inspiration in fitness trackers and apps,
Yeah.
while others prefer journaling or working with a coach. Experiment with different approaches and see what resonates with you.
And remember, this is a journey, not a destination.
I love that. It's about making those healthy habits a part of your lifestyle.
Not just a temporary fix.
Exactly. It's about creating a sustainable approach to health and well-being that you can maintain for the long haul.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of belly fat,
Yeah.
what's that one final takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I would say believe in yourself. You have the power to make positive changes in your life.
And it all starts with that first step.
One small step at a time.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us today.
It's been my pleasure.
And to our listeners, we hope you feel empowered to embark on your own journey towards a healthier and more confident you. Remember, consistency is key and self-compassion is essential. Celebrate those small victories and don't be afraid to seek support when you need it. You've got this.